Finding the hero of your story is the second most important part of coming up with a winning movie concept. Winning meaning one that will sell. Cast and concept is, in fact, the starting point of getting any movie made. What's it about and who's in it are the first two questions any moviegoer asks, and that goes for everyone else as well, from agent and producer to studio executive. It's how the who and the what is it come together in an intriguing combination that makes us want to see the story unfold. When committing these discoveries to your logline, you must have an adjective to describe the hero, an adjective to describe the bad guy, and a definite and primal goal or setting. And this concludes another chapter of How to Write a Freaking Screenplay by Sid Field. Now, let's see how these theoretical workings of the screenplay trade are put into practice. Welcome, incidentally, to another Short Horror Saturday stream here at twitch.tv/purblindgamer. Yes, I'm sure I've mentioned a film or two in the past. Heck, I got my MFA in screenwriting. You might say that movies are in my blood. You might also say that blood is in my movies. And that's why we're going to examine films today, but perhaps films is a bit too broad. We're going to examine full-motion video computer games. So, a manner of film, I mean, it has actors or CGI characters that are filmed. That makes it a film. Yes, these are two short games that I got in the recent Steam Halloween sale. Because, I think one was 50 cents and the other one was less than $2. And I'm like, yeah, I can spend $3 or $4 every Halloween in this Steam sale and buy some interesting games to try out. Games that you may not see streamed all that often compared to, say, Dark Souls 3. I assume. I have not checked the statistics. And I hope everybody's having a good weekend thus far. And I appreciate everybody who came out to my Halloween stream. I read an original horror story. And to our first stream of Remedy, the Carol Reed mystery on Wednesday, which consisted of a lot of me walking around and then going, oh, I was supposed to turn at that specific place so I could get the one view whereby I could collect the important item. Now I get it. I will learn to consult the walkthrough more often. But for today's two games, I don't think I'll need much of a walkthrough. The first one is called Fiendish Thieves, and considering that it was billed as, I think, Frankenstein meets Home Alone, I'm going to guess it's a comedy. And then we'll play through Bloody Service, which is a sort of horror story about conjoined twins who play tennis and there's a lot of death. I don't exactly know. But it said to be a throwback to 90s FMV games and 80s horror movies, so at the very least it'll be interesting and weird. And I do like weird things. Yeah, probably everybody knows that at this point. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like FMV games, but I tend to like them. Some of the ones I've played, I know they're all different kinds. And The Seventh Guest was perhaps more fun to watch than to play through. But some of the others, I think I know I've played one of the Choose Your Own Nightmare games on one of my early streams. And I usually played Static Investigator Training with the rather attractive Julie Masters as the protagonist. I must see if that actress is still single. let's go ahead and start Fiendish Thieves. Oh, that's what I should tell you guys, because it gave me the deuce of a time, and I finally figured this out. You know, sometimes when you start a Unity game, and I get maybe not just Unity, but I specifically noticed it with Unity games, like 4/5 of them work fine, but other times it'll just be a black background with the sound and the menu and maybe the cursor, but nothing else. And what you have to do is force the Unity game through Windows settings to run on your integrated graphics card instead of your GPU graphics card, which usually means your Intel card instead of your Radeon or NVIDIA card. I don't pretend to understand computers, but that seems to fix the problem, and it took me hours over the course of several months to finally figure this out, because I was running into this problem with bloody service. So now, I'll pass it on to everyone else, and everybody can play all the Unity games. Even the ones that aren't very good. I mean, if you delved into the 50-cent bin on Steam, you know that not all of them are good. Oh hey, Heartless Aquarius. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. We were just getting started. How are you doing today? Everybody, you should check out Heartless Aquarius. I've only caught a couple of your streams, Aquarius. I've mostly been lurking in them after Andre raids into him. Oh, nice. Thank you so much, Andre. Let's get a shout out for Heartless Aquarius. What were you playing today? And welcome in, Raiders. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Purblind Gamer. I'm a retro/variety streamer. Oh, I typed that wrong. And I stream a lot of horror games, and some old games and some obscure games. And one of the things I do is Short Horror Saturday, which is what we're doing today, where we play a short horror game or two, and we're going to try out 2 FMV horror games that I just got in the Steam sale recently, which promises to be fun, I think. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Genshin. From what I've seen of Genshin, it looks like a fun game. I'll probably try it out eventually. There's so many modern games I do need to get to. And you guys should also check out Andre Luc Martins, who's a friend of mine from back in school, and also a voice actor and a awesome streamer. And streaming, oh yeah, I was in your Phasmo stream earlier. And welcome in Cy Uzi and Power Wagon 1995 and everyone else. Thank you guys for coming by, and thank you for the raid, Aquarius. Not sure. It was like just minute or seconds from starting the game when you guys came in, so perfect timing. Fiendish Thieves by Let's Go to the Grindhouse. Let's all go to the Grindhouse. Let's all... There we go. This game appears on the most random parts of my screen every time I open it up. Fortunately, it's big enough that it covers most of the screen. There's been a good bit of resurgence in FMV over the last 5 or 6 years on Steam, especially. So, which I like. I've always thought it was a neat idea.
Movie time. You can't have movies without snackies. What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? I love snackies! So many choices, so many choices.
You guys think it's fair to say this game is a horror comedy?
Ooh.
And slightly self-aware?
I know I could have everything. I know I could grab everything I want, but I gotta watch my girlish figure, and I just don't know what's the thing. Chippies, peanut butter, cereal.
Chippies.
A whole bottle of hot sauce and some peanut butter? Me. No, that's too strange. Probably some popcorny. Definitely this popcorn. This is good. Maybe the peanut butter.
A certain
Maybe some olives.
strange quality.
No, I'll start with just the popcorn. Just the popcorn for now, and then something to drink.
Oh, check out all the product placement. This game must have had a lot of sponsors. Am I controlling it yet?
I got myself my popcorn. I'm starting to think that maybe I want some sweet treats. No, this would be good. I gotta keep my figure in check. So let's see. What are we gonna get to drink? Just some plain old lechuga. I know they call it, actually it's called aqua, but I like calling it lechuga.
Looks like our fridge at work. Bottles of water and not much else.
My DVD and Blu-ray dojo. My sanctuary. So many movies everywhere. But tonight,
No
I think I'm
VHS.
just gonna watch TV. I'm gonna channel surf and I'm sure I'm gonna find the most perfect thing to watch, like maybe a strange movie or a horror movie, anything. It's gonna be mysterious for me tonight. Sorry, DVDs and Blu-rays, I'm not watching tonight. I'm watching.
It's going to be mysterious for us
so I'm
too.
gonna find something.
Is that a baby mask from Brazil on the wall? I think it might have been.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Terratelli. What was that? A ghost in the air? Perhaps a witch's spell? Tonight I, your
I always
hideous
wanted to
host,
play a horror
Maurice
host.
Orbit, wish to delight you with some fantastic films you've never seen before. To start our evening, I will greet you with a beautiful tale. Fiendish Thieves, a tale of two bungling burglars who go into an old scientific warehouse and find much more than they bargained for.
Scientific warehouse.
What?
That's a thing. That blow at you all's eardrums too. I mean,
It's bloody cold in there. When we get to the top, it's a never-ending staircase. We're going to be treated with a log fire, a nice cup of hot chocolate. Oh, you love hot chocolate, I do.
let me know if that's
Stephen, in
good
case you didn't know,
volume
it
for
was
you guys.
4 o'clock in the morning, we had a break and have a crowbar. So there ain't going to be no hot chocolate then? No, there ain't no bloody hot chocolate. What we're doing here is called a burglary. The whole point is we break in, steal what we need to steal, and then get out again. There's no hot chocolate, and there ain't no marshmallows.
Morris, maybe that, because I love marshmallows.
So, what is this place anyway? Some kind of science warehouse or something. What is it we're supposed to be stealing? Do you not listen to a word Big Tom says when he's delivering our brief? We're meant to be stealing a rare vintage pocket watch. Apparently it's worth millions.
A rare pocket watch.
A pocket watch is like really small. Well, the clue in the name. So, how are we meant to find it? It's already got a pocket watch. Now, where are we building? What's that? Up there. We'll just go. Oh, here it's a map.
Oh, we're finally getting some gameplay.
For years. So how is it then that Big Tom knows it's still here? And how is it then he's giving you a map to show you where it is? And how is it if he knows where it is, he don't come and get himself? Stop with all the questions. We've got a job to do. Let's get on and do it.
There aren't quite valid questions. But hey, it's a direct-to-video horror movie. We shouldn't think too much about the setup, should we? Use stairs, reality check, explore. Also, abort, retry, ignore. I gather it's sort of a choose-your-own-adventure thing, like Project Slasher, which we played a couple months ago.
Creepy, this, isn't it? It's quite fun though. It's like being in Scooby-Doo, isn't it? You know, it's like I'm Shaggy and you're Scooby, and no, probably you'd be Shaggy and I'd be Scooby, and like you're Shaggy and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And
Don't you ever shut up?
no, I'm sorry, I'm nervous, and when I get nervous, my mouth runs away with me, and I just can't stop talking. It lets me down sometimes. But I
Shut up.
shut up. Sorry.
Hello, Scooby.
Dad, you forgot your lamp.
What's a reality check?
This is ridiculous.
This guy.
I mean,
Now you guys are watching me, I'm watching him, he's watching the movie. Is the movie watching you guys? We'll take the stairs. I like this soundtrack. So is it always the same three options? Use stairs, reality check, explore.
Toothpaste again, haven't you?
No.
Yes, you have.
No.
You were squeezed in the middle this morning.
No.
Yeah, it was squeezed in the middle. I always roll it up and just squeeze it from one end. And this morning when I went in there, it was squeezed in the middle. So have you been using my toothpaste?
Well, I had one squeeze.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it's one squeeze, two squeeze, three squeezes. You've been using my toothpaste. Don't use my toothpaste. It's my toothpaste. You've got your own toothpaste. It's right next to my toothpaste.
But it was only one squeeze.
It doesn't matter how many squeezes. Don't use it.
It's like it's making fun of pointless dialogue in films. And I guess critique of this game so far is, well, sometimes it's funny. The pacing does seem to go on a little bit. Is this different? I think this is different footage. Yeah, see what I'm saying about all the shots going on, or the scenes going on so long? I guess I'll try for a reality check.
Getting kind of freaked out here. Woo woo woo. I like cheese pop 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 popcorn. I like cheese pop 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 popcorn.
Frankly, this guy's getting on my nerves.
Popcorn. Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of the point.
I like cheese pop.
What? What? Where'd you get that? Found it. It was disgusting. Put it back.
What is it?
I'm thirsty and I'm an idiot.
Is it a bottle of something? Having been on the set of well over 50 student films, I think I can safely say this shoot needs a gaffer. Maybe an editor too. Hey, Agnew. Welcome in. Oh yeah, I think you got gifted a sub at some point. Welcome in and enjoy your purblind emotes. Appreciate you coming by. This is a weird horror comedy FMV that so far I wish a bit more were happening. And I wish it were happening a bit quicker. Yeah. Enjoy those emotes. I keep saying I'll get nicer emotes made at some point, but no, I kind of like ghosts. As you guys may have picked up, I kind of like horror. I swear they're reusing footage. Can I? I keep thinking something's going to happen, but can I fast forward? I don't know if that's like automatically saves or has a pause function. I don't want to push the wrong button and reset it or something, which I've been known to do on occasion. And how's your weekend going, Agnew?
Oh my! Oh no! Oh, that's disgusting! Oh,
What is that? A bloody mess in the sink?
Oh no! Here, Ted! 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 Ted!
Okay.
Ted! Ted!
It is interesting having some experience with film to be able to see some of the things they could have done to make it a little more polished, like having room tone, which when I first started film school I didn't do. Granted, I was there for screenwriting. Don't know why they gave me a camera. So look for Ted, reality check, look for Ted.
Ted? Ted? Ted!
Isn't this identical to the last scene we watched?
Ted? Ted? Ted!
No, it won't let us fast forward. So I guess we have to go back to reality check.
Ted!
And see the erstwhile movie viewer.
There's some air coming. Not a burp. Not a burp. Not a burp. Ooh. Oh. Ripe one. Ripe one. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. I usually like my own brand, but ooh, ripe. Ooh, stinky. Oh, that might have been wet.
We get it. It's
Might have been wet. Might have been wet. Might have
fart
been wet.
jokes.
Oh, I think it was wet. Uh-oh. Oh, well. One.
Ted? Ted? Ted!
I don't know that this was the best game to choose to stream.
Ted! Ted!
We'll play it a little longer, see if we can get one of the endings. I think there are multiple endings. I guess we have to go back to the reality check again.
Oh, come on, you can make me choke. Come on, cut it out with that. Knock it off, come on. You need to choke to death in here watching this. This is absurd, this is ridiculous. Sorry, DVDs and Blu-rays, I found something more interesting tonight. Oh, come on, you can make me choke. Come on, cut it out with that. Knock it off, come on. You need to choke to death in here watching this.
I'm basically pressing every key, hoping
Ridiculous.
there's one that'll let me skip.
Sorry, DVDs and Blu-rays, I found something more interesting tonight.
Ted! Ted!
I guess that's the exterior shot. Interesting looking clouds.
Where are you? It's bloody dark in here. Oh, Ted, don't do that to me. Oh.
Hey, fake jump scares. And we're back to this. Here's the thing, it's like, feels pretty obvious they're trying to extend the playtime. And while that certainly is true to some of the cheap, or low-budget horror movies and grindhouse movies, I don't know, I just kind of wish they would keep it shorter and, if a playthrough only takes 10 or 15 minutes, hey, that's okay. It's a cheap game.
So, Ted, which way do we go now then?
Well, map, huh?
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Oh, I can't really see it, it's light. Use your head. Hey, use your head.
Oh,
Here.
right.
No. That's that way.
That way.
No, it's definitely that way. I'm going
That way.
go this way.
No, Ted. Here, Ted, hold up. Ted.
gonna treat me to another 30-second long sequence of them walking up the stairs. What it is. Well, it is. I'm just gonna look and see if there's a list of controls here or anything. Like if there is a way to skip. Oh, good, it's done.
Well, according to that map, watch is in here somewhere.
Here, Ted, what's that?
It's a table.
I don't know what's under it. Look, they're too scared.
A table?
No, not a table. No body. That's one of them there hospital tables. You go lift up that cover, there'll be all sorts of blood and guts and maggots under there. Don't take me.
You're a wuss.
Oh, I'm not gonna look.
It is a body.
What is it? It's blue.
Here. It says here, is
Is it blue?
Deceased.
Moruvian sea creature.
What's wrong with that? Very Moruvian. Google it. Oh, I've got a signal, haven't I?
No. You know, Moruvian.
Moruvian.
Ah. Moruvian.
Moruvian.
I wonder how much of this is scripted and how much is the actors improvising.
You need to get some lights on, so. Yeah. Some switches in here. Might be a light. That'd be handy, wouldn't it? Since you're scared of the dark.
I'm afraid to come home in the dark. Every night the papers write. I get the joke. Am I supposed to do something? Is it giving me an indication that I'm supposed to do something and I'm not seeing it? Now I'm moving the cursor and I'm clicking on various things. Okay. No, it's actually supposed to go on that long. kind of feel like I should push through and finish the game. It can't be that much longer. Is that the pocket
You're
watch?
10, I found you! Oh, look at that. That's much nicer than I thought it was going to be. Big Tom's going to be well pleased with that, isn't he? Yeah, I know. You're speechless, aren't you? The idiot who's scared in the dark has found the prize. Yeah, I know. Maruvian? Yeah, Maruvian, mate. Maruvian?
Behind you!
Oh, it's a woman.
What was that?
That was a
Where's the bloody watch?
What I dropped it?
I can get it!
No,
I
I'm
figure out if I
scared.
should
I won't do it.
turn the
You
volume
go get
down,
it!
or...
It's just a person with a funny face, you're gonna get her!
No, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm too scared.
I'll buy you hot chocolate. 10 hot chocolates.
No, you could stuff your hot chocolate in your marshmallows. I won't do it. I'm too bloody
Go
scared.
on, go get it, because otherwise Big Tom's gonna have up and then he goes for cars!
I'd rather face Big Tom than go in there with that bloody thing again. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Oh, go and get it then!
Can you all still hear the dialogue? Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. I should say Frankenstein's monster and Bride of Frankenstein's monster. They wouldn't give us a choice in a surprisingly long time.
This is the second time this week! Where are you now? I'm sick of this! You're mine! I created you! And this is how you repay me! I'm gonna find you! I'm gonna find you! You're gonna regret it!
And I don't believe we've seen this doctor before at all.
Right! If it's gonna be like that, that's the way that Daddy's gonna play it, babies! You think you've had it hard before? You've had nothing! Okay? When I find you, I'm going to remove your sweet little heads! And I'm going to take back your bodies, and I'm going to give it to somebody who appreciates the work that I've done! I'm a genius! I've created life! And you've done nothing except run off like a couple of teenagers in love! You vomit into them and it makes me so angry! Where are you? I know you're down here somewhere!
Makes me think of that movie Teenage Frankenstein. Decent B movie.
You're mine! Nobody else is mine! I can't take this anymore! I don't want it to be a farmhouse! I just want it to be a grave now! When I get hold of you, you're gonna regret! God! One last chance! I need help to find! And if you come out so nice to you, 1, 2, fight!
And oh, I was about to jokingly say the end, but it is the end. Will there be another end in the real world within the game? Will the horror host reach out of the TV and strangle the viewer? That's in the real world. That's not in the game.
Thank you for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
You know something? It reminds me of a time when I was a star. I would see the double features in the cinemas, and I would be in both films. For 4.5, sometimes hours, they would stare at I, Morris Morbid. I could see their faces.
4.5 hours. That's a long time.
As they watched the beautiful macabre performance on their very screens. I remember the crying, the tears of children, as their parents ran in terror out of them. But alas, I have been replaced by these rubes. Gosh darn posers, all of them. Think they can act. Anyway, one day, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back. Yes, I will be back. But until then, you will catch me here every night from 9 p.m. on Terror Telly.
How amazing would it be
One more piece. Well,
to actually see a horror movie that was that scary in the theater?
world of life.
Bye DVDs, bye Blu-rays.
Okay, I'll turn it up so we can hear his incessant prattling. Is that a Poultrygeist poster? Night of the Chicken Dead? I think it was. And that's the end. Okay, we finished it. We watched the credits. We closed it. Oh. That's capturing that. That's funny. No, that was Fiendish Thieves, and I'd hoped we'd be better than that. I think, like I said earlier, we shouldn't be in a shorter. I mean, kind of amusing. You know, the sort of thing I would have played through to the end if I had been playing it on my own. Probably. But since I was on stream, I felt obligated. I don't know that I'd recommend it. Like, I remember when we played Project Slasher, that was, you know, it was kind of short and minimal, but it didn't overstay its welcome, and it looked really good. Like, And that was made in 2008 and sold on DVD. Alright, now to something perhaps a little more substantial. Excuse me. Bloody Service. And from what little I saw of it when I was playing, it bills itself as a FMV, or FMV inspired, but played a bit more like a visual novel. And hopefully that will have more of a story and more entertaining writing. Oh, I should change my stream category. And also playing that has got me thinking, I could do something like that, but better. I mean, I would, if nothing else, put more time into the writing. And then probably end up making it too long and involved, knowing me. Whatever reason it's not coming up with that. I know Bloody Service is an actual game, but it's not letting me. It's like stuck searching the list. For those of you who stuck around, I appreciate it. And fingers crossed, this will be a little bit more of a traditional narrative or game. Disclaimer, I know nothing about tennis. But that probably doesn't matter too much. This was made by a two-man development team in Argentina, I believe. I wonder if this is stock footage or captured by drone. They put a good amount of effort into it from the looks of it. You leave the boxes on the kitchen floor. Then place one hand on your waist and bend to the right. One of the club's employees is looking at you. lift your eyebrows and sigh. The employee looks away. You don't know his name yet, but you would have appreciated some sympathy. After all, you're both simple wage earners. There are still a few boxes left to unload, and you know Martin will be waiting for you, looking pissed off as usual. You walk towards the van, among the moans and grunts coming from the courts. By the pathway you can see a ball. It seems no one will claim it. Huh. Can we put it in our pocket? Did we pick it up? Is that... Oh, yeah, I think that's showing the tennis ball in our hand. No one's looking. You almost wish it were a little bit more difficult. You grab the ball and spin it in your right hand. You keep walking and stand at the back of the van. Martin unloads the last box and puts it with the rest. What's that in your hand? Look back there. I grabbed 5 or 6. For my kids, you know. Those rich scumbags have enough tennis balls, Martin says. Martin points to the boxes and tells you to carry them. And wait for me there. I'll finish things up with these guys and we'll leave. Before you can lift the boxes, Martin asks you for the ball. You look at him in disbelief, and he says he's going to give it back to you later, in case someone from the club sees it. I just want to spare you the embarrassment. He throws the ball inside the van with the rest, then winks at you and tells you to hurry up. You take a deep breath and lift 2 boxes. Martin puts the third one on top of them and taps your shoulder. You start walking to the kitchen, and for a moment you think you see something moving in the practice wall area, but no one's there. You enter the kitchen and leave the boxes on the floor. These are the last ones, you say. The club's employee walks towards you. Stretch out your hand to greet him. Jamie, you say. The club employee hesitates for a moment, but finally shakes your hand. Patrick, he says. Are you in charge? Sorry, no, my boss is coming, you say. The employee just stands there and doesn't say another word. For some reason, breaking the silence feels awkward. You try to think that you'll be out of the room soon, but the fantasy doesn't last long. You know Martin will torture you with one of his band's demos on the trip back home. The kitchen door opens and 2 more people enter the room. Jamie, do me a favor and help them with the boxes. You could say no, but you choose to help anyway. At least it would kill some time. You wonder what's taking Martin so long. Was he watching a match in one of the courts? Does he know someone in the club? You greet the employees. Jamie, you say. Marie, and this is Ricky, says a young woman in her 20s, who I assume is one of the employees. Ricky cuts the tape on the package with one of the scissor blades and starts checking the contents. He gives you the scissors and asks you to open the rest of the boxes while he and Marie list the inventory. After a few minutes, Patrick approaches and asks you when your boss is coming. Forget it. There he is. Martin enters the kitchen and shakes Patrick's hand. Patrick doesn't waste time and asks Martin to follow him. Ricky says under his breath, I hope your boss is less of an asshole than ours. You laugh and tell them about his band demos and how they try to imitate Air Supply. I'm guessing that's a band. I'm not hip to modern music, alas. Marie laughs out loud, and Ricky looks at you and then at her. He doesn't look happy. You feel the tension between them, and there's an awkward silence. Why should I care if this guy gets jealous, you think? You are tired of having to think twice before saying anything. How can you know what the rest of the world is thinking? If it weren't because you needed the money, you would stay in your room reading horror or sci-fi novels all day. Or playing horror or sci-fi video games. You finish with the boxes, and Ricky asks where you should leave the scissors. Ricky ignores you. Oh, you ask Ricky where you should leave the scissors, and he ignores you. You notice he brushes his elbow against Marie's side boob. Oh, while he reaches to grab a box. Marie flinches, visibly uncomfortable, and shuffles the delivery dockets. I don't like Ricky a great deal. You ask again, and Ricky rolls his eyes and says there, over on one of the counters would be okay. Yeah. I'll keep the scissors. Now I guess we only get one save slot. One of the exercises your therapist mentioned to treat the addiction was the total destruction of the stolen items. You wonder how you would do it with the scissors. They seem sturdy. An addiction? I guess kleptomania? A loud bang at the window interrupts your thoughts. 3 more blows follow. Egg white and yolk run down the glass. I appreciate them not making the sound ridiculously loud in this game. Not those pricks again. Ricky starts running after them. Marie follows him to the kitchen door, turns around, and tells you to go after him before he does something stupid. You get up and ran out of the kitchen. Oh, FMV sequence. You try to catch your breath and put a hand on your waist. There's dust in the air and you cough. Ricky caught the 2 kids and knocked them to the floor. When you get closer, you see that they are using just one t-shirt, as if they were a 2-headed monster. Ricky grabs both kids by the neck and shakes them, trying to catch his breath. You hear Marie's screams and the giggles of 3 girls that are watching a few feet away from the scene. Separate Ricky from the kids, and one of them manages to escape, kicking you and running away. The other one starts screaming, "Let me go, you son of a bitch!" An egg cracks on Ricky's head. "Hurry up, Logan!" Logan manages to escape and join the other kid. Marie comes running and screaming, "Get out of here right now!" But the kids keep throwing eggs. One hits your right arm, and another one gets your side. But you don't care about the eggs. You feel a sharp pain in your leg. "You're bleeding," Marie points out. A red stain starts to spread across your trousers. You touch the place of the wound and feel the scissors stuck in your flesh. That boy's kick had probably pushed the blade. You carefully take the scissors out, and Ricky grabs it and wipes it on the grass. "I'll take this," he says, looking you straight in the eye. You lower your head and say nothing. You think about how unlikely it is for something like that to happen, and wonder whether the universe is trying to warn you about the dangers of kleptomania. Marie helps you up, and you see Ricky roll his eyes. "Thank you," you say. Ricky dusts himself off and says something you can't hear. You see him disappear into the kitchen. You look at Marie and she smiles. You don't know what else to say. "Easy," she says. Marie grabs you by the arm and you start walking together. You feel like electricity is running through your body. You look around and try to take it all in. You haven't felt so peaceful in a long time, and you are struck by a feeling of plenitude that almost forces you to smile. What's plenitude? I don't know that word. You think of those scenes in books that describe a perfect moment, and that leave a void when you finish reading them. You just want to hear her talk. You don't really care about what. Ask who the kids were. Ask about Ricky. "I asked you to go after him because I was afraid things would get out of hand. It has to be me that... Never mind. Thank you." The wind messes up her hair, blurring the outline of her face. Marie runs her hand through it. It may seem impossible, but to you she's glowing. You want to hear her talk more. Ask who the kids were. They're the children of the actor from that famous movie. The one with the Australian. Crocodile Dandy, Marie says. Ask why they were using just one shirt. They were probably making fun of the conjoined twins, Arthur and Cole. The motherfuckers had them kicked from the club, Marie says. Ask about the conjoined twins. They're the children of an important member of the club who died recently. Exceptional kids. After the burial, everyone here started making their lives impossible. You realize you are hearing, but not really listening to her words. You can't stop looking at her mouth. You just want to hear her talk, so ask who the girls were. The oldest is Olivia, the daughter of Johnson, the judge. She's the ringleader here. And the others, you ask? I don't know their names. I know Olivia well because she's the one who tried to get me fired. The brat said she'd seen Ricky and me at the old tennis court. Luckily, that day Ricky had been working with Patrick all afternoon, so nothing happened. You think anyone said something to that little bitch? You're almost there. You regret that you didn't exaggerate the pain a little bit. You could have asked her more questions. You could have had more time alone with her. You enter the kitchen. I'm sick of the people of this club. They always land on their feet. Come, wait for me at the bar. I'm going to go get the first aid kit, says Marie. Ricky is drinking a glass of water, staring at you. You scratch your face and ask Ricky what he was planning to do to the two brothers. Come on, drop the act. Those pricks have been asking for it for a long time. But what about the parents? What if they get you fired? No, I just saw they're the characters. Look, you have no idea the things I know. Their father is that guy from abroad who's fucking everything that walks here. So don't worry about my job. I'm gonna be fine. Marie comes back with the first aid kit, smiling from ear to ear. Let's see that wound. You start taking off your trousers when Ricky stands up, grabbing the alcohol and a bottle and a piece of gauze. Don't worry, I can do it, he says. Marie starts complaining, and Ricky says he can do it. She better goes with Patrick, who likes her plenty. He looks at you again with a wink. Marie's smile vanishes. You want to say something, but Ricky rubs the gauze-soaked alcohol in your wound, and the pain distracts you. Ricky adds, and make him come see the window, Marie. It's going to be our word against theirs. Marie goes to the office area and disappears from sight. Listen, I'm not an idiot. I see how you look at her, but don't even think about it. Are we clear? Ricky says. Well, this is escalating quickly. I just met these people. Say that it's not clear. Ricky presses your wound a little bit harder. You bite your lip but don't say anything. He keeps pressing until you say it's clear. Good boy. He fastens the piece of gauze with some tape and smiles with that stupid face those who always win make. You can't stand it and look away. Marie enters the kitchen, followed by Patrick and Martin. Patrick looks pissed, and Martin gestures you to leave. You get dressed, and once outside, he says, "Come, let's go to the van." You walk to the van in silence. Martin tells you to follow him, then sits at the wheel and lowers the window. What did you cut yourself with? You start telling him, but he interrupts you. It's okay, it doesn't matter. It's not like it was a work accident, Martin says, winking at you. You clench your fist and picture yourself punching Martin in the eye he left open, while doing that condescending wink you hate so much. Hey, kid, Martin looks at you as if you were waiting for an answer. Did you hear me? You say you didn't, and Martin takes a deep breath. I'll let it go this time, but pay attention now. I told Patrick you were going to lend a hand with the party. They are short-staffed. You start complaining, but Martin says it's a good opportunity. There's good money, and he'll come pick you up with all your pay when the party is over. I know you need the money. You don't have to thank me. Now go. Talk to him. He'll tell you what to do. I mean, if the pay is good, I'm fine with it. Not that I have an option. Martin starts the van. You think about all the things you would like to tell him, but you just nod. The engine rumble cushions your thoughts. While you watch the van drive away, you remember the tennis ball you grabbed. What a piece of shit. I mean, Martin could have forgotten it as well. You walk to the kitchen. Patrick is alone and points to the sink. You can start with the new silverware. It came all dusty. You ask about Marie, and he says that she is at the secretary's office, and she'll be back in a while. You turn off the faucet and let the water run. You remember Ricky's smile and feel impotence, guilt, and a little shame. Your hands are trembling. You think how nice it would be to muster the courage and beat the crap out of him. I think our character has a few issues. Yeah. Looked like a giant tree was trying to consume the club, but I'm guessing it was shadows. Maybe it's because of the cognac you've been drinking with Marie before the party started, but you feel lightheaded and lighthearted and can't stop smiling like an idiot. You look for her among the people, but you can't find her. You do see Patrick hastily greeting the guests he comes across. Shit, you think. He saw you too, and now he's walking in your direction. You try to sneak past the guests, being careful not to drop anything from the tray. When you look back, you see Patrick talking to an obese man. You don't remember his name, but you do remember what Marie said. That fat one is a judge, and a fucking cunt. Oh my. They don't spare the language in this game, do they? And I think he's also Olivia's father, the judge. You think Marie probably has her reasons, but that fat cunt is making you a huge favor, even if he's unaware, and you feel extremely grateful. Oh, by distracting Patrick. You turn around and bump into someone. With a precise movement that surprises even yourself, you use your free hand to reposition the champagne glass that has fallen. Look what you've done, you stupid fuck! A young man about 17 points to his shirt and glares at you with bloodshot eyes. For a second you think he's going to hit you, but instead he looks around. Everybody is watching, so he tries to calm down. You apologize and offer him a napkin. He says he doesn't want one and gives you a forced smile. You apologize again and look around for Patrick. He's still talking to the judge. Without thinking too much about it, you walk to the bathroom. The stall nearest the wall is occupied. Knock on the occupied stall's door. No. You look at the tray, 3 glasses and 3 napkins. You put the glasses on the floor behind the toilet. What is that? Graffiti on the wall. I think it said effing monsters. Well. We can keep 1 napkin. What are we throwing away? The napkins have the club's emblem embroidered, which reminds you of a heraldry book you used to read with your grandfather growing up. You keep 1 napkin and throw out the rest. You place the empty tray at one side of the toilet, then lower the lid and sit down. Watch the drawing on the wall. What did Marie say the twins were called? Oh, I see now. One was Arthur. You remember because of Mark Twain's book. But the other? You think the drawing is stupid, but you can't help chuckle. So, you saw the drawing, a voice from the stall next to yours says. Say that you didn't. You say you didn't. No one speaks for a few seconds. Your neighbor is extremely focused on pushing. It's the conjoined twins, Arthur and Cole, he finally says. Quite the spectacle, right? You choose not to answer. There's something in the way he says spectacle that makes you feel uncomfortable. You hear the restroom door open, and then footsteps. Someone knocks on your stall door. What? Someone kicks open the stall door? Your ears are ringing. You see blood and something dark on the bathroom floor. You think you hear someone beg. Was it the voice of the guy taking a crap? Oh, Steam achievement. Yeah, it faded. When you wake up, the bathroom floor is clean. You stand up and walk a few steps. The stalls are empty. You have a splitting headache and have trouble concentrating. Was it the cognac, you think? Yeah, that's probably it. I dozed off and had a nightmare. You splash water on your face. Before you leave the bathroom, you look for the tray you left by the toilet. Once outside, you go up to the bar to get more glasses or appetizers. Listen, you turn and see Patrick. He looks nervous. Where were you? He doesn't wait for your answer and calls Ricky. Ricky, come here. We found the kid. You two go to the lockers area and bring some boxes from the storage room. Come on, let's go. Ricky puts a hand on your chest. Leave the tray here. Or the scissors weren't enough. You look him in the eye, but end up lowering your head. You just hope he doesn't rat you out to Patrick. As Patrick would be very concerned that we tried to steal a pair of scissors. You start walking and Ricky laughs. Don't be such an asshole. Come here. No one cleans in this club, don't worry. If anything, I like you better now. Or no one's clean in this club. You walk in silence past the gallery and one of the gazebos. You look at the courts. Do you play? Ricky asks. Yeah, why not? You decide to lie and say you do. Next time you come with Martin, we can play on one of the back courts. Ricky looks at you and asks who you are talking about. You say his name again, and he explains he's seen Martin a few times around the club, but doesn't really know him. But didn't he just use Martin's name? And now he's saying, who are we talking about? The answer is not very convincing, but you decide to stop asking. You'll clear things up with Martin when he comes to pick you up later, when the party is over. You take a deep breath. The cold night air is refreshing, and your head feels a bit clearer. You have no doubt that the bathroom was a bad dream. Maybe. You get to the locker area. Ricky points to a door and you both enter the storage room. Bring those over there. You walk among piles of boxes until you reach the ones Ricky said. He keeps looking at his watch, like he has to be somewhere. You hear a cat meow. Oh hey, there's the cat. Very tiny on the screen. So I guess when they said they found the kid, they were talking about me. Because they'd been wondering where I was while I was in the bathroom having nightmares. There are lots of cats here at the club. Those jerk kids are always torturing them, Ricky says. Okay, I want to kill the kids now. Listen, there's something I have to do before going back to the party. It won't take long. Tell Patrick there was an emergency. I don't know. Make something up, Ricky says. You nod. Ricky adds, those 6 you piled up are the ones he asked for. Take 2 or 3, and if I'm not back, come get the rest. Oh, it's just a flickering light. You see him leave. The cat meows again. You split the pile in 2 and sit down. You don't feel like going back yet. What would have happened if instead of sending you to find the boxes with Ricky, they sent you with Marie? Now you'd be alone with her. Would you have had the guts to do something? Yeah, I might have told her I liked her. Even if you try to convince yourself, you know you wouldn't make the first move. You probably wouldn't have done anything, and a few hours later, alone in your apartment, you would ask yourself why you're such a coward and masturbate with more guilt than pleasure. Well, you never know what this game is going to throw at you. Fuck, the storage room is almost pitch black. You get up and start walking to the door. You hit your knee against one of the boxes but manage to keep your balance. Call the cat? Oh. Well, I mean, if it makes a noise, then we'll have a better idea of where we are in the room. Kitty, kitty. There's no answer. What were you expecting? A cat guiding you through the dark? There's no such thing as a guide cat. Cats are shit, you think. Walk slowly to the door. This time you make shorter moves, trying not to kick anything. You reach the door and hear laughter to your right. Keep quiet. Now you hear the laughs to your left. You give a few steps and hear a scream. Someone climbs to your back. You try to escape, but they hit you in the temple. You wake up with a splitting headache. Again, you think, hoping it's just another vivid dream. You're inside a locker. You start banging the door, gripped by fear. There's no way this is a dream. Does cognac really give you those kind of dreams? I'm never drinking cognac. Actually, maybe I should try it now. Please, help! At first, there's no answer, but after a few seconds you hear some laughs. Kitty, kitty, someone says from outside. It's the voice of a kid. You ask him to open the door, and the laughter multiplies. Shh, relax. You recognize the voice. It's one of the kids who were throwing eggs at the kitchen window before. You don't remember their names, but they were brothers. Pass the bag, you greedy prick. The one talking now is a girl. You think about that girl Marie talked about. You try to remember her name, but nothing comes to mind. What else had Marie said? Who is this girl's father? Is the judge. Right, the boy's father is the actor who sleeps with everything that walks. Hey kid, your dad's a judge, right? Don't act like you know me, you wanker. A few laughs follow the girl's comments. A piercing scream interrupts the fun. Go see what's going on now, the girl says. You start to say something, but she pounds the locker door and tells you to shut up. Ollie. Or Oli? Oli, come quick, one of the kids says. There's a silence. Oli, of course. Her name is Olivia. I've never heard that used as a domesticity for Olivia before. Should ask my friend Olivia if that's a thing she knows about. You hear a conversation in the distance, but can only make out a few words. You don't know what's happening, but they sound upset. Are they dragging the locker with us inside? Come on, lift him up. He's too heavy, the other kid says. What are you doing, you motherfuckers? You say. Shut up. Please, please shut up, one of the kids says. You can tell that they are nervous. What happened? Don't pretend you're our friend, you motherfucker. His voice trails off. I can't hold it anymore. The locker falls with a bang, and you hurt your right arm. You shift around and try to kick the door, but it's useless. It doesn't open. What happened? It's Olivia's voice. Come on, hurry up. I'll calm her down. One of the boys seems to be crying. Let's just drag him, okay? Come over here, the other one says. This game is strange. Well, I guess we're not supposed to understand what's going on, really. The locker starts to stumble. You hear a door opening. This way, this way. Shh, shut up, the kid says. Ask why they're nervous. What happened? Did Olivia do something to you? Let me out. I can help you, you say. Oh, really? How? Are you gonna bring Steve back? Ask who's Steve. The kid who had been sobbing says with a trembling voice, his head. That racket. Shut up, you moron. The other cuts him off. What, do you mean they killed him? We didn't do it, we didn't do it. Shut the fuck up, the kid shouts. Hey, what are you doing there? A new voice interrupts. Come on, drop it, one of the kids says. The locker rolls a little bit and lands on its side. Water begins to enter. Ask for help. You little pricks! Head the fuck out! Don't worry, man. I'm gonna take you out. What's going on, Fergus? It's the voice of a woman. There's a guy trapped in this locker. Move a little to the left. Ready? Fergus asks. Say you are ready. You say yes, curled up as you can on the left. Fergus kicks the locker door, crushing it. A few seconds later, he sticks an iron bar in the thin opening and wedges the locker open. The door opens. Come on, take my hand, he says. You do, and he helps you out. You look at him in the eye and recognize him right away. It's the guy you spilled champagne on. Son of a bitch, he says, pushing you down the slope by the river. You fall backwards and hit your lower back with a rock. Fergus, what are you doing? He's the server who spilled champagne on me. Look at him. The girl leans out and you beg her. While she adjusts her shoulder strap, she nods, laughing excessively. You know what we could do to him, Fer? She asks. The guy shakes his head, expecting to be surprised. Pee on him, the girl says. Fergus laughs out loud. Come here, he says, kissing her while he grabs her ass. Is it just me, or is every third person in this game deranged? You don't even have time to process what's happening when you hear a very loud bang followed by a high-pitched scream. The scream is cut off suddenly. Oh. You rub your eyes in disbelief. No way. No, you think. But the twins are still there. It's like they're beating Fergus and his girlfriend to death. That's blood. You see them swing their arms with strength, while the noise of flesh and bone crushing fills the room. You feel in a trance. You don't know if it is surprise, fear, or how hypnotic the scene is. Monsters, right? Monsters? One of the twins shouts. You remember the drawing in the bathroom. Did they do that, too? Oh, Steam achievement. Wish those hung around longer so I could zoom in on them. Keep silent. One of the twins drops the brick and wipes his forehead. Spitting in his palm, his brother wipes the traces of orange dust he just left. That's 4, he says, and they disappear into the dark. Unable to help it, you start crying. Your heart is racing. You walk to the water and get your head wet. You feel your breathing can be heard from the party hall and try to calm down. Get out of here right now, you think. You stand up and the pain vanishes, as if deciding getting out of there would be enough to block any possible feeling. You walk away from the lamppost lights toward the club entrance, past the vendor area. Hey, buddy, come here for a second. Shake your head. Go, fetch him, you hear. You try to resist, but the guy is too strong. You jab an elbow into his ribs. He grabs your neck, forcing you to look at him, and slaps you in the face. Come on, he says. You see a guy in his 40s sat by the practice wall. He is grabbing a bottle. Tequila. Come here, my friend. Let's play a little game. Your head is spinning. My name is Bernard. This is Mike. Mike smiles with perfect teeth but doesn't let go of your neck. I keep running into more and more characters. Jamie, you say, almost out of breath. Let him go, please, Mike. Mike lets you go, and Bernard taps the grass lightly. Sit down. Okay, I don't want to make them mad. You sit in front of Bernard, and he pours 2 glasses of tequila. How old are you? Did it say how old I am? I mean, they keep calling me the kid. 25's a good age. If you had said 30, even 32, I would have believed you. There's a certain age where all you assholes look the same. Right, Mike? Mike grunts in response. Bernard offers you a glass of tequila. You can tell that refusing is only going to get you another slap from Mike. 1, 2. Bernard counts 3 and knocks back his drink in one go. A punch to your ribs urges you to follow his lead. Good, right? He asks. You close your eyes. You want to scream, but you feel like your tongue is a salt-covered slug. The bathroom, the locker, the twins. You can hear the party music from afar. The whole night is such a haze. When will it end? This whole thing is kind of like a dream. Another one? Bernard pours 2 more glasses. 1, 2, 3. The alcohol burns your throat and you cough. Mike laughs. What was it that asshole told me, Mike? He said old guys like you couldn't hold their drink. And what about the boss? He wouldn't let us beat the crap out of him. And took his side. Bernard poured 2 more shots. You know what I hate about your generation, Jamie? Oh, so I'm guessing the boss wouldn't let them beat the crap out of the guy who said they couldn't hold their liquor. You barely open your mouth, and Mike hits you in the stomach, making you spit. It's a rhetorical question, kid, he says. You want to explain that you were just going to burp, but you prefer to shut up. It may not be so bad to drink until you pass out. Everything. I hate your music, the way you dress, your hair. So I can't hold my drink, you fucking brat. Bernard gulps his 3rd drink as if it were nothing. Mike helps you drink yours. If he knew that when he was born, I already drank scotch from her mom's crotch. What? Mike stands up suddenly, and you almost fall to the side. Easy. We're not done yet, Bernard says. Mike says something in Bernard's ear, making him laugh. Yes, go find her, and be nice. Mike walks away. Apparently, service is going to be suspended for a while. So was the young person they were talking about her? Maybe it's Olivia? You finally get it. Marie is the only waitress at the party. Ask where Mike went. Bernard pours 2 more glasses of tequila. The bottle is half empty. You ask again where Mike went. I heard you the first time, Bernard says. Don't worry, he's not going to do anything she doesn't want him to. He offers you a tequila shot. You take it and Bernard looks you in the eye. To Mike, the most chivalrous guy in the world, he says, and drinks the 4th glass of tequila. Let's hit Bernard. The idea strikes you like lightning. You hit the tequila shot glass and see it disappear in his mouth. Bernard grabs his throat and looks at you with eyes as big as tennis balls. Wait, would we shove the tequila glass down his throat? Bernard moves his mouth, but nothing comes out. You can see his veins protruding from his neck and forehead. You stand up and place yourself behind him to perform a Heimlich maneuver. Or maybe we punched him and he accidentally swallowed his own shot glass. You press hard into his abdomen, but it doesn't work. Bernard stops moving. For a few seconds, you feel your mind stopped working. Finally, your brain finds the words for what just happened. You killed someone. Go through? Oh, I guess they mean search the body. You hide the body in the bushes and take a deep breath. Marie! The idea hits you like one of Mike's slaps. You force yourself to think about this afternoon's stroll to dispel some of the images that start filling your brain. You hear a scream. You look up and spot one of the 2nd floor windows. You don't know why, but you are sure Marie is inside that room. You run into the kitchen, pass by the bar, and enter the hall. The guests drink, chat, laugh. Everything they do is so ordinary. The last half hour seems even more unreal. You see Patrick in one of the groups. Don't really care for Patrick, but we probably should enlist his aid. The very idea of telling him everything that's going on seems absurd. Why would he believe you? Marie, you need to find Marie. The guests drink, chat, same thing. So we go to the 2nd floor. You realize you are a little lost. There are 2 doors in front of you. At the 2nd one, there's a guy waiting with a glass half empty. He's a pessimist. Half empty? Half empty? Why couldn't it be half full? You've no time to analyze yourself, but you worry about your mind wandering like that. This character is more similar to me than I would have guessed. The last time it happened was a few months ago, and it didn't end up well. You wonder whether the kleptomania could be related to your attention deficit, a twisted way your brain found to focus on one thing at the time. The secretary's office is closed. You look at the guy waiting at the other door, and you notice he's not paying attention to you. A 2nd door? The guy looks at you and stops you dead. Marie has told you about him. You don't remember his name, but he's an umpire at the club's tennis tournaments. When? I'm guessing when we were drinking cognac with Marie. In that scene they didn't show, she told us a whole lot of things. He has a scar across his face. You try not to stare at it. Paula's in there. The guy says Paul as if he were talking about the head of state. The actor from Crocodile Dandy. You haven't seen the movie, but Marie had told you the plot while you were drinking cognac and hiding from Patrick. The lead is an Australian who claims to be the descendant of a disgraced duke exiled to Australia in the early 19th century. He falls in love with an English journalist and follows her to London, only to realize how different they really are. Crocodile Dandy. What are you on, kid? What are you on, kid? Hey, are you okay? The umpire asks, interrupting your thoughts. Marie. You bite your lip and try to focus on the present again. Marie is the only thing that matters. You need to find her. I'm looking for Marie. I need to go in, you say. Before the guy answers, you hear someone banging on the door. Esther, open up. I know you are in there. Oh, banging on the other door. The umpire grabs you by the shoulder and points to the other door. You look just like that drunk. Look, is Marie inside or not? Marie? I don't know, kid. Paul's with someone, that I know. And after he's done, it's my turn. Esther, I'm coming in. The drunk bangs his shoulder against the door and goes in. Esther is going to kill him. I'm not sure if you met her, but she's the club's secretary. A few seconds later, you hear heartbreaking screams. Esther, please, call an ambulance. The umpire runs to see what's happening. This is your chance. Oh right, we had a feeling that Marie's in this room. You take the opportunity to open the door. You are sure Marie's inside with the Australian actor. Oh, you were right. Marie is in the room, but so are the twins. Marie looks at you in shock, and the twins look at her as if they were waiting for instructions. Oh, they've got an axe. Shut the door, you idiot! Marie is out of herself. You can barely recognize her. Marie nods toward the bed. You see that there? There you have it. Crocodile Dandy's star. Take a good look. You are surprised that you keep thinking about how Marie called you an idiot, when in front of you there's a body with the chest wide open on a bloody bed. Marie, one of the twins says, should we keep going? Wait a second, Marie says. This piece of shit has put over 30 women in the hospital, and those are the ones we know about. They bring them from abroad. You know, it's a network. After a few seconds, Marie adds, how many days are in November, Jamie? It's 30, right? So is this a human trafficking ring? Exactly. Imagine spending every day of the month abusing and battering women almost to death. After a pause, she adds, carry on, guys. Ow. The twins swing their axes and thrust them furiously into Paul's flesh. Well, that's quite a visual. You look away from the bed and try to meet Marie's eyes. You have lots of questions, but someone bangs on the door desperately. You ask who it is, and Marie and the twins look at you. You feel a little more in control. You're not a jerk. Dad, open up! Dad! It's the voice of one of the boys who carried you in the locker. One of the Australian's boys. Marie raises her eyebrows. You answered first, so it's your call. I mean, I'm not clear that they were trying to kill us. We don't really know what was going on. You say his dad is not in the room. He should go to the hall and ask if someone saw him there. You can hear him run down the hall. Marie applauds you. Good. You reacted quickly. Now listen. I know you must have 1,000 questions, but trust me. This club is a cancer, she says, giving the twins a sign. And they're back at it. The guy from the bathroom? You asked. The Uphill Chronicle's CEO. Involved in a pedophile ring. Ask Arthur and Cole. You look at the twins. Arthur and Cole swing their axes even harder than before. You have more questions, but there's a movement in the hallway. Paul, your son. There's a loud bang. The umpire's enters shoulder first, after hitting the door with the full weight of his body. Mason, one of the Australian sons, comes in after him. Marie kicks the door shut, moves to the side, and gives a shout to the twins. They immediately throw their axes. One hits the door right above Mason's head. The other hits the umpire right in the middle of his forehead. Mason cries desperately, paralyzed by fear. The twins trample to the door, dislodge the axe from the umpire's forehead, and hit the kid across the temple with the handle. Then they crouch and slit his wrists delicately with the edge. Ow, the body count is really piling up in this game. You grab your head and feel a knot in your stomach. Mason bleeds out slowly on the floor. I mean, he's a little shit, but he is a kid. You can't stand watching the kid die, so you crouch beside him. Marie tells you that it's not worth it. It's better this way. After all, his dad has been reduced to a gory mush by the twins' axes. Marie holds out her hand to help you stand up. Oh, wait, then I guess we just decided to let the kid die. That's enough, boys. The twins throw their axes. It's time for the grand finale, she adds, winking at you. We just need a second, one of the twins says. What are you going to do? Asked the other one. One more. No, wait, we said it was the last one. One more. The twins walk to one of the tables next to the bed. Wait, what? Did something and one knocked the other one out? Arthur, your brother, Marie says. He's okay, don't worry. We need you both fully awake. Relax. Remember that if I have a headache and he takes an aspirin, the pain eventually fades. Arthur laughs and looks at you. Ask what he's talking about. Marie raises her hand and says, they share their cardiovascular system. Whatever one takes, the other eventually feels it. Arthur tells Marie, do you remember when you found us? Do you remember this pussy was not sure? Arthur pats his brother's head. Did you know that he still thinks Dad's cousin is going to let us go live with her again? I know, I heard you before. But now we need to focus and finish what we started. The people from the club already know, so we need to be careful. You leave the room and start walking down the hall. Come here, you son of a bitch! Why? Where am I going? Why? Mike's step appears out of nowhere and lifts you by the neck, smashing your back against the wall. Someone looking at the scene from outside would think he's trying to hang you like a painting. You want to kick him, but you are in the wrong position. Mike snorts and you feel drops of saliva on your face. He's livid. Marie gives Arthur a nod. The twin hits Mike in the nape with an upward throwing motion of the arm, very much like a powerful smash. Mike stumbles and the twin hits him again. Arthur lifts him with uncanny strength and approaches the railing overlooking the hall. Well, I think the club knows what's up now. Someone screams, and then you hear a gunshot. Mike grabs your arm. Marie grabs your arm. Get up. We have to go. You run down the ladder. Come on, get out. Put your head down. When you go out to the gallery, the shooting intensifies, and you hear the sounds of broken windows. A guy appears right in front of you and draws a weapon. You struggle and fall to the floor. The gun goes off, and, seizing the moment of confusion, you thrust your knee in the pit of his stomach. Move, Arthur says. You roll to the side and move quickly backwards like a spider. Ooh, I guess there's killing whoever drew the weapon. You just stare at Arthur while he smashes the skull of the guy who wanted to shoot you. Ugh. Is Cole still unconscious? Shivers run down your spine, and you remember one of your cousins forcing you to watch his brother crush toads by jumping on them. Oh, that's horrible. Maybe we can get the Arthur and Cole to go kill your cousins as well. You think about your cousin's hand around your neck, his voice screaming, "Pussy," in your face. You don't look away. Something forces you to look at the scene, and it's a power of a different nature. Marie calls you from the first line of trees, partially hidden in the dark. It's the finale. Listen. She opens the bag that was hidden under some leaves and takes out a bottle. Rum. A piece of cloth is hanging from the bottle neck. Perks of working at the bar. The twins grab the bottle. Go with them. Burn it to the ground. I have something to do. I'll be right back, Marie says. She turns around and starts running. The twins look at you, and Arthur raises his eyebrow. Heck with it, let's go for it. Get the Molotov cocktails. Arthur points at the parking lot and starts throwing the Molotov cocktails. Cole, for fuck's sake, come on! Cole is awake now, but he doesn't have the same intensity as his conjoined brother. The fire doesn't seem to be spreading enough. Arthur is screaming his head off. Among the cars in the parking lot, you see Martin's van. Someone starts shooting, and the twins take cover. Some trees around the building catch fire, and the landscape changes with new shadows. You hear a whistle you recognize instantly. You look in the dark, and there's Martin. You turn around and see the twins moving through the shadows. I'll stick with them. These are the last ones, Arthur says. You throw Molotov cocktails until you have no more left. The twins hide again among the trees. So what now? Cole asks. Wait a second. You crouch walk to the bush where you hid Bernard's body and find the tequila bottle. It's half empty. And we got another Molotov cocktail and a napkin. Hey. Good thing we saved that. I found another bottle and a napkin to use as a wick. What about fire? Arthur asks. Fire? Are you kidding? You ask. You soak the napkin in tequila and place it in the bottle, leaving part of it on the outside to act as a wick. You crouch run up to one of the trees, of the trees on fire, and reach for the flames, trying to ignite the Molotov cocktail without getting burned. A lit branch falls on your head, and you drop the bottle. Although the explosion is not spectacular, your legs catch fire. You lose consciousness. You wake up in the hospital. You have no idea how you got there. A nurse comes into the room. Relax, she says. You shouldn't try to move yet. I'll give you some more painkillers. This may sound cliché, but you were lucky, she adds. Before going out, she points at the newspaper lying on the table by the bed. Hilltop Fire erases 90 years of history. Fire erases 90 years of history. You read the front page, and little by little you start remembering. You were trying to light a Molotov cocktail. What about Marie and Martin and the conjoined twins, Arthur and Cole? How did it all end? Oh. So I guess that's one of the endings. And it's probably a good place for us to end too. This game has multiple endings. I should change. Oh, that was a very weird and violent game. But I was kind of enjoying it. It's unapologetically dark and just asks you to accept a lot of things. Like, oh yeah, there's that guy Marie told you about that we never mentioned before now. And he'll have to die now. I liked that a lot better than Fiendish Thieves, to be honest. I mean, it felt more of a complete game and had a lot more substance. Yeah, substance to length ratio, let's say. I know it's getting pretty late, and I'll probably go ahead and find somebody to raid. But I appreciate everybody who came by and everybody who came in with the raid. And coming up, as you guys know, I stream tomorrow. I usually stream Sunday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and Saturday late afternoons. And tomorrow we'll start Half-Life, which I know a bunch of people have played it over the years, and some of my streamer friends have played it recently, but I did get it running in a window. I have the CD-ROM version, pre-Steam, and I've been wanting to replay it anyway. I think it'll be fun. We'll see how well it holds up. But I thought it held up quite well when I replayed it, but that was a good I don't know, 8 years ago. And then I want to actually continue playing like Half-Life 2, because so far Half-Life and one of the expansion packs are the only games I've played. And then on Wednesday we'll be continuing Remedy, a Carol Reed mystery. I don't know that we'll finish it. There may be more of it left. I mean, there is more of it left, but I don't know how much more, especially if I'm not very smart about making my way through it. Let's see who's online. Yeah, I would recommend, what's it called? Bloody service, especially on sale, which is I think how I got it. Still live. Well, it looks like she just went live. Oh, you know, I don't think we've gotten a chance to raid Black yet. Blackerer. He's playing Bloodstained. Is somewhat similar to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is similar to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It looked like a fun game. And he's a friendly guy. He was really helpful. He helped me a lot figuring out how to get Voice Meter Banana working when I first tried that. We'll go ahead and raid him. You notice I'm wearing my Seacross shirt? Nice shirt. And Seacross is a cool streamer. Did I spell that right? Yes. Ah, there we are. Hey, I'm sorry that, well, especially the first game I wouldn't say it was very good, but the second game was fun. And I guess that's how it is when, I play new games and obscure games. Sometimes they end up being really good, and other times not so great. And I always think that makes the really good ones stand out more. Yeah, so thank you everybody who's here, whether you're hanging out, whether you're chatting or just lurking. It still means a lot to me that you would come to my stream. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and MySpace, as well as Twitch, where I post stream announcements, and check out my YouTube to watch all the past VODs if you want, which I'm getting caught up on uploading them. Yeah, thank you again everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for Half-Life. Hope you all have a good evening. Don't forget to set your clocks, or do the time warp again, as I call it. And everybody say hi to Blacker.